And welcome back to Hot and Cold Podcast. We got a very special episode for you today. It's me and Connor once again, doing our thing. We've got a lot of stuff to cover. We've been waiting so long to record because nothing has really been going on within the world of college basketball. But we found some topics and we're going to talk about them at nauseum, probably stretch on a few topics just to make a delightful episode for you guys. But before we get started, Connor, how you doing today?
Not too bad. Not too bad, man.
So as you can kind of tell, my voice is a little bit groggy. I'm a little bit tired for some reason during this episode, so don't destroy me for it. But before we get into it, I have a way to get over that. Adrenaline shock, the best energy drink on the market. It'll wake you up. It'll get you going for the day. I need to get one. Obviously, I'm about to play a round of golf. I'm going to need that to stay alive during this round of golf. So, yeah, I'm about to get one, probably the blue raspberry because that's the best flavor out there. Yeah, I said it. I think that's in my power rankings. That's taken over the one spot. Orange freeze two, acai berry probably three. So yeah, that's how we're going. There's the top three for the A Shock. So just go ahead and get yours. It's the best on the market. So without further ado, let's get into the episode. So last week, it was a pretty busy week. We had Peach Jam started up, recruiting's in full effect. Coach Cal and the boys are all over the place, going to every game. It's kind of crazy. I never
Is that their
really
nickname?
I
Coach Cal
I
and the boys?
I
Or
just
did you
kind of
just
made
start
that.
that?
I just
Okay.
started that. It's Coach Cal and the boys.
I didn't know if they
So,
had some traction or something.
but it's kind of funny when you watch it, like from an outside perspective. It is a little bit jarring because all of these guys have pull in the recruiting world. You don't really see a lot of the times where every single assistant can go out and they can, they draw a picture. Everybody's like, oh my gosh, there's Orlando and T. Oh my gosh, there's Jay Lucas. It kind of puts everybody, especially the players, on their A game because they're watching it. So it is a little bit interesting to watch how they can kind of spread out and be in 1,000 places at once. So that's what I kind of took away from it. They were basically at every game possible down there, and Chin Coleman wasn't even at Peach Jam. He was out, on the road recruiting. He was watching Reed Shepard. He was kind of doing, the 2023 type. Well, I guess there was 2023 guys there, but the more, under the radar kids, he was going and watching them. So, this from your perspective, I know there was no fans, or else we would have probably tried to find a way down there. Just spoil. I didn't tell you, Connor, but that was the
Really?
plan. Yeah, I was gonna try to find a way down there, and that's why I reacted so heavily when Jeff Goodman posted
You were
that there was
very
no
angry.
fans. I was very angry. I sent out a tweet, and yeah, it was pretty bad. But Connor, how did you, from an outside perspective, how did you see Peach Jam?
Mostly through there's like so many videos, I feel like, of
Mm-hmm.
highlights and stuff like that. Um, I mean, you follow your UK guys, I follow my IU ones, and seeing the highlights, doing my highlight watching.
Oh
I mean,
yeah,
it's really
it's
all we
through the
could do.
roof. Yeah,
That's
yeah.
all we could really do, right? I mean,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if there was a live stream like option. Was there like a live stream like of the games? Like I don't think that existed.
Probably, but
Maybe somewhere.
yeah.
Uh, yeah, it sucks. I mean, that would have I did not know we were going to go there or try to.
I
That
would
would
have
have
tried.
been
I would have tried to make it for one day, maybe. Like we
yeah,
don't have
that would have been
we don't
cool.
have the funds for that, but like
No.
I've been
Yeah.
obsessed with a road trip down
You
somewhere.
have been.
So,
Yes.
yeah, that was kind of the plan. I was thinking about it, but
Yes. Seeing and here I know we're maybe talk about it a little bit. I don't know. Last episode we talked about how they've been missing on some guys.
mm-hmm.
Seeing that I think all four coaches were watching some players, really making certain guys priorities. So that was interesting to see.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll see where it goes from there. I personally have never been a big follower of Peach Jam. I mean, I've heard of it obviously, but really now these past 2 years, I've really seen how big of a deal it is.
Oh, it's crazy because I think there's a place for, every college basketball fan base to pay attention to it. Because no
Yeah.
matter what, like even the smaller programs, they're recruiting some guys that are there. It's not just the best of the best there. Like there's teams just full of different players of different talent levels. So it's so entertaining to watch. Obviously, it's the best competition in college basketball, and people are actually playing. It's not really
Yeah.
like, I mean, it is AAU, but like people are playing to show off to, coaches. They care about the win, they care about how they're doing. And yeah, it's crazy to watch. So, one storyline that for some reason wasn't covered, but I thought would be, Amoni Bates left team final to go back to Bates Fundamental. And they
Going back to the team named after him.
and they stink bad. So it's just funny just to kind of watch that. And, team final is still stacked. They have Jalen Duran, Derek Lively, they have all these guys. And all four of, or three of the boys, Cal and the boys, they were at like every team final game possible, just recruiting the hell out of Jalen Duran. So, I mean, all eyes is on that situation right now. They were all at, they were all at DJ Wagner's games. Nick Smith is somebody we've talked about a lot. Even I had a couple Bronny James games, just stuff like that. Just kind of getting their foot in the door with all these kids. It's so entertaining, and I wish more people were there, especially the hot and cold boys. So, moving on, something we haven't covered, we just haven't recorded since it's been announced, but Marcus Carr is going to Texas. This is something we've talked about a little bit. We talked about the fit that it could have, just kind of like, does he really fill the void? Maybe he doesn't, maybe he does. But there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Texas is now a preseason top 5 team. And
Yes.
Sam called that from the
Did.
beginning.
Yes, he did.
I didn't know how they would be that. I didn't know this would be the roster for that team, but yeah, they are a top 5 team. Spoiler alert, they have solidified themselves in that top 5 for me. I'm going to do a preseason top 25 when Duran commits. When Duran commits, I will make a preseason top 25, but right now I'm just not ready to do that because he is such an important piece to college basketball, and I think I'm going to need him on a roster before I decide who's the best team in the country. Who, if he goes to Kentucky, they're a top 3 team. If he goes to Memphis, they're a top 20 team. If he goes to Miami, they're also a top 20 team. So it's kind of hard for me to do that. But what is your takeaway from the Marcus Carr to Texas situation?
I feel like it was the only fit left. Like you heard that Louisville was kind of out. It's like, okay, Texas is really the only one that seemed like a logical fit. Again, I've been very adamant about Marcus Carr and how he's not a point guard and he's a very inefficient scorer, high turnover ratio, assist to turnover ratio.
Analytics hate him.
Yes.
They hate him. Yeah.
And again, like I said, it could be partially because he played on a bad team. Minnesota was not very good when he was there. But, he is a good college basketball player. So he's going to help them. Whether he helps them achieve their ultimate goal of winning a championship, that I don't know. But, I mean, their starting lineup is it's pretty scary.
It's filthy.
Pretty scary.
Yeah. I mean, when you go through it, it's and I'm just spitballing off the top of my head. It is Marcus Carr, Andrew Jones, Timmy Allen, Dylan DeSue, and Trey Mitchell. That lineup, that's up there with the best of them.
There's 7 guys that had averaged 10 plus points last year.
Yeah. Yeah. And some of them are returning, like on that same Texas team. That is crazy. Yeah. That is unreal. And not to mention their coach is one of the best in the country. X's and O's wise, he's no slouch himself. Like he's not going to mess up that roster. You put Shaka Smart in that spot.
See, I've got a little theory on that.
Ooh,
not a theory, but Chris Beard has never really had the talented teams. He's had the,
Mm-hmm.
grind it out. We're going to win a 55-50 basketball game. It's low scoring. This team, they're going to put up points, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
So it's going to be interesting to see how he handles all this talent. What like the pecking order is going to be, like who's the number one option. I mean, Trey Mitchell's coming in from UMass, average 20 points per game. Marcus Carr, 20 points per game. Timmy Allen, 18 points a game. Like, and then you've got Andrew Jones, who's a returner who averaged 15 last year. So it's like, I am intrigued to see
Dylan Dessou. Don't
yeah,
forget
him
about,
too.
yeah.
15 points. So it's like all these guys were either the number one or the number two option. And they could be, depending on what the order is, like the number 5 or 6 option. So that's going to be interesting to see how Beard handles that, how he like game plans and schemes up his offense to accommodate for all of those players.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to be interesting to me because Texas Tech, he really would only have he had Jarrett Culver, he had Mac McClung. Those were like the guys. Now I don't know who it's going to be. So
Right.
that'll be interesting.
No, you're right. No, that is a completely fair point because, yeah, like you said, he's always had the roster kind of panned out itself. Like he didn't have to do anything. And also on a normal roster, say a coach is retained, you'd assume, Andrew Jones is number one option. Courtney Ramey is a close number 2, just because those are the guys that have already, showed themselves as, the number one guys on this team already. But Chris Beard's new. He's coming in.
Yeah.
They all have to prove it to him as well. Like they're not showing Shaka Smart like what they did last year. They're showing Chris Beard what they have in the tank because he just doesn't know. Like obviously he's played against them, but he's just like, I'm going to play the best player. So I am intrigued by that team. It could easily be the best team in the country, and it could easily, fall, out of the top 20 just from, pieces, how they fit. Because I see a way where it doesn't fit. I see a way where it just doesn't work out, and that is very possible. But
who do you think their starting lineup will be?
I think what I just said. I think it'll be Marcus Carr, Andrew Jones, Timmy Allen, Trey Mitchell, and Dylan Dessou.
So no Courtney Ramey.
I thought about Ramey, but I just don't know who he'd play over because Marcus Carr and Timmy Allen are 2 guys that were great college players last year. So it's hard. Yeah. I think it'd be hard for him to get that starting spot over them. Now he could. He's shown a lot of potential with that Texas team, but he could, but I just don't see it happening. Who do you think?
I can't decide because I don't know, man. Starting Mitchell, Dessou, and Allen, that's a pretty big lineup and not a lot of shooting.
Fair.
Because like Timmy Allen's not a great shooter, Dessou's not a great shooter. Mitchell had good percentages, but his attempts were low. And then Carr is okay, and Jones is pretty good. I think I would probably go Ramey in there, and I want Timmy Allen at the 4, so then it's either Mitchell or Dessou at the 5. I can't decide. Be a coin flip. Probably Dessou just because Trey Mitchell's coming from UMass, a little bit different level of play, but
maybe Mitchell would have he'd have the opportunity to be the number 1 guy on the bench. Yeah, I get that.
Be that 6 man, just come in and score. But I think that again, you look at it, there's really not a lot of shooting on this team in general. That would be my one fear.
Mm-hmm.
I just that would worry me a little bit. And don't forget, we got Devin Askew coming off the bench too. Can't forget about Devin. But he's probably gonna have to anchor that. What's that? Yeah.
I'm praying he does good. By the way, like
I hope he does well. He could really anchor that second unit, and if he can, then the team goes to another level.
Yeah,
because they've got a loaded starting 5.
Yeah,
and maybe a good 6 man, but then after that, it's not great. So that's going to be interesting too.
Well, no, I think that yes, they have a loaded starting five, but then you're bringing, Christian Bishop can be a great player off the bench. Devin Askew, he's played at the highest level in college basketball as the starting point guard. Obviously, he struggled, but I mean, the pressure goes down from there. No matter how you cut it, no matter where he goes, the pressure goes down from there. So
Yeah.
there's so many pieces to this roster. There's so many, parts that can go wrong, that could go all right. It's just so interesting. And not to mention, how about this? Not to mention, they might be in another conference next year, or I guess the
Will
year.
it be next year?
I don't know when it would be, but that was just kind of my transition. So,
Yeah.
uh, in case you were living under a rock, Oklahoma and Texas have requested, I think that's the word to use. They've requested to join the SEC. As an SEC fan, as a Kentucky fan, somebody a part of the conference, it's terrifying to think about. Adding in both. By the way, all the college stories are going to be about football, 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 because those are two great football programs that would be joining the best football conference.
Texas sucks.
Yeah, okay.
But go on.
Okay, but
No, I'm just
yeah,
joking.
yeah, for sure. No, for sure. They have, but like historically, two great
Yeah,
programs, yeah,
absolutely.
joining the best football conference. So obviously that's a big deal. Now, that's not what we do around here. We don't talk about college football. We talk about college basketball. And in case you missed it, we talked a little bit about Texas. Oklahoma's damn good as well. And also, the SEC is no slouch of a conference this year either. So
No.
I mean, adding those two teams to an already stacked conference, like I'm all for it. Like I see Kentucky fans, some of them, not to name any names, they're kind of like, no, I don't want them to be on the, on the in the conference. I am 100% down to just bring
Oh
all
yeah.
the heavy hitters, bring all of them, because
Super conference.
yeah, make it a super conference, and we're right in the middle of it. I do not care. Bring it on. I just don't care because here's how college basketball works. If you're in a good conference, you're going to get rewarded at the end of the day, no matter what.
Yes.
You saw all those teams in the Big Ten. They came in, and I'm not knocking anybody. I'm not discrediting anybody from the Big Ten. But here's what I'm saying: it was obviously the best conference in the country, but they're going to get in. If a team on the bubble is in the Big Ten compared to anybody else, they're going to get in before any other team.
Oh yeah.
Michigan State got in last year. Maybe they shouldn't
Yep.
have,
Yeah.
but they got in because they were playing against that great competition all year. So I'm all for it. Say Kentucky has another bad year, with these two teams in it. That's fine. We have a better chance than anybody getting in. Like
Yeah.
we can afford to have 8 to 9 losses and be okay. So that's how I kind of feel about it. From an outside perspective, how do you feel about this super conference?
Basketball wise, it is like if Texas ends up being what everybody thinks they will, wow. Like
Yeah.
if you really think about it, like you've got Kentucky, who's been a powerhouse for a while. Texas is going to be that top 10 team every year, it seems like now.
Mm-hmm.
Alabama, top 10 team, probably. Arkansas is on the fringe top 10, too. So it's like,
Mm-hmm.
my God. Then you've got Auburn.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there is the Big Ten will no longer, it'll be hard to say the Big Ten is the best basketball conference if they join
Right.
or when they join.
Right.
Little disappointed that the Big Ten did not pursue them.
Sitting
Try
on
to
their
get them.
hands. Yeah.
That's a little disappointing because for football and basketball, that would have been good additions other than Rutgers. Like we added Rutgers. Like what a great addition they've been to the conference. Maryland.
Rutgers and Maryland. Yep.
Like
Yep.
and even like it's travel purposes, like my God, we have to go all the way to New York versus Oklahoma. Like what are we doing? But yeah, it's that conference is going to be ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and what if Gonzaga is just like, yeah, we'll join too. We'll join the SEC. Like,
we'll join the Southeastern Conference.
We'll join the Super Conference to make a bunch of money.
No,
That would be
but
crazy.
it's hilarious how like non-regional these conferences are anymore.
I think it's
Like,
going to keep getting worse.
oh yeah, no, like not even non-regional. Like 6 years down the line from now, let's just say you're gonna read all the conferences' names, and none of them are gonna make any sense. You know,
None.
The Big Ten
The
already
Big
makes
12,
no
Big
sense.
10, they don't
Yeah,
make any
Big 12
sense.
makes no sense. Southeastern Conference, we have Texas A&M in our conference, no sense. You know,
Yeah.
it's just like it's gonna get to that point. The Pac-12, no sense. ACC adding Notre Dame, no sense. So it's going to get to that point, and it's hilarious. It's just all for a cash grab. I don't care. I see people complaining about it, like some old heads. Like people call me an old head for a lot of my takes, but like some people actually complaining that conferences aren't regional anymore. I mean,
Who
go
cares?
outside, go outside, throw a football with your son. Just do
Yeah.
something besides complaining that the Big Ten has 12 teams or
There's always
14
something to
coming
complain
into.
about, it
Yeah,
seems.
yeah. I mean, Jesus, it's so weird, man. It's so weird, but I don't know. I mean,
It's getting to the point where I wonder if it'll ever happen, like way down the line. If you just start like doing like divisions and stuff, like conferences,
yeah,
and that turn into divisions, and like who cares if they're regional? Like the AFC South and football doesn't really make sense. Like you got the
right,
Colts and the Titans, and then like the Texans, and then the Jag. It's like
yeah.
that doesn't make sense. The Colts should be in the AFC North with Pittsburgh and Cincinnati, or like none of the divisions make sense. And I think that's kind of where we're getting to. And who cares? I'm all for parity. I'm all for, I mean, Texas going to the SEC and thinking they have a chance in football is hilarious to me because they've been terrible in football. Like that's funny to me. But for basketball purposes, it's good for them because the SEC is on the
Yeah.
come up and the Big 12 is okay. I mean, you've got Kansas,
I
but
mean,
other
the
than
big
that,
the Big 12 is good. Like the Big 12
yeah,
is very, very good.
they'd be
Like I
losing two of their top four teams
yeah. Oh yeah.
for the
Oh
past
yeah.
10 years. I mean, that'd be a big loss to them. I
I
don't wonder
mean,
what
yeah.
Kansas is like. Yeah, we're good.
Right.
We'll stay.
Right.
I'm guessing at least.
But like it's just obviously this isn't going to happen because there's going to be there's going to be all it needs is four teams to say no. We already got two.
Yeah.
A&M and Missouri are out of that.
You're gonna say
For
no? Is that like
yeah, for
confirmed?
yeah, for the hard no for them already. So you're going to think, Auburn's going to say no.
Soft.
Auburn's going to say no.
Soft.
I'd assume, I'd hope, I don't know. I'm not going to assume, but I'd hope Kentucky says yes. If not, it's going to make them look soft. I'm just saying, like that is a soft thing to say. Is
Yeah.
saying no. So like I'm all for it. Like let them in. Who cares?
I hope it gets denied.
Yeah.
Personally, so they come to the Big Ten because I want that. I want it for conference realignment reasons,
Yeah.
and it's just why say no to better competition? Like I don't understand that.
I just don't get it. I don't get the benefit of saying no to this at all.
Yeah.
But well, kind of moving on a little bit because I mean that's such a hypothetical. It's just not going to happen. But something
Yeah.
happening next week that funniest conversation a couple days ago. Connor texts me and goes, "Hey, dude," and I was like, "What?" He goes, "The NBA draft is like next week," and I'm like, "No, it's not. Stop it." And he goes,
Yeah.
"Yeah, it's next Thursday," and I was like, "Wow, that all right? Yeah, let's get into it." I mean, that absolutely threw me for a loop, but I'm ready
Yeah.
to talk about it. I am 100% ready to talk about it. If you guys want, we'll do a live stream on Twitch. We can kind of get together. I've been working on getting in-person equipment to try and record together. So we might, meet up, record in my basement or something
Yeah.
and, play some games with that. We'll interact with all you guys. It'll be a lot of fun. Maybe we can do some like giveaways, like some raffles with some hot and cold merch
Yeah.
because merch just came in today. A new shipment just dropped. So be on the lookout for that. There may be some, hats coming in. Not a big deal or anything.
There we
But
go.
let's just move on a little bit. So Connor came up with the great idea of a mock draft. And I think we're going to do it like this. I can spin a wheel on my phone or Honestly, you can have the first pick because
Yeah.
it's the
Easy
easiest
first
thing
pick,
on the
right?
earth. Yeah. So, yeah, I think he's gonna go 1. I'll go 2. He'll go 3, so on and so forth. You get how it works. And we're gonna put in our GM hats, and I'm very excited for it because I'm not an NBA guy. Nothing about me is an NBA guy. So you're gonna
Yeah.
see some just straight college takes. There's a couple foreigners on the board that they're just
I have
not gonna
no
get
clue.
picked.
No clue about those guys.
They might
None.
not just get picked. So sorry about you. G League Ignite, sorry about you. Well, we know those guys just from college or high school, but sorry about you. You're probably going to drop from these
Yeah.
college basketball guys. I'm just saying. But with the first pick in the hot and cold NBA mock draft, who do you got, Con?
I'm going to take Cade Cunningham.
Shock.
I just also want to clarify this is barring no trades.
Yeah, no trades.
So obviously trades are going to happen. So this could get a little interesting, but I think we should keep track too on how many picks I get right versus how many picks Sam gets right. We'll see how this goes here. But yeah, I'm going to take Cade 1. Sam's probably like, gosh, I shouldn't have given up the number 1 pick now. It's probably an easy pick. But thanks
So
for the free one.
yeah, no, I gave you. It was your idea. I gave you a free. I'll give you a free win. But so yeah, so whatever our number is out of 7. I mean,
Yeah.
he's the odds-on favorite. He's the NBA guy. I just don't.
We'll see if that really matters. We'll see if that honestly matters or not.
We'll see. So if we're doing it like that, when I'm not going anymore with just, um, you know, what I think should happen, or what will happen.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go in a different direction. I think I'm gonna go with number 2. I think it should be Jalen Green. I'm gonna go Evan Mobley at 2.
Oh,
I'm gonna go Evan Mobley at 2. I think it's gonna happen. I think he is one of the most talented players in this draft, and I just think it's hard to go against BPA. So Evan Mobley at 2.
okay.
That's probably wrong already.
Okay. That's throwing me off a little bit. That's throwing me off.
So if I get enough wrong, I can actually block you from getting things
I was
right.
gonna say, yeah,
That's kind of how it works. So
maybe
my
we
gosh, this is amazing.
this is gonna be difficult now because that was gonna be my pick. Yeah, really throwing me off here. I'm gonna go with then Jalen Green at 3 because again, like you said, he is now the best player available. And the Cavs don't need a point guard. So
Well, I was kind of thinking, well, obviously that's how it's going to go. If Green goes to Cavs take Mobley, but they have so many big men. They have a lot of big men that just aren't, in their future really. Like with JaVale McGee off the bench, Kevin Love. They have so many big men. It's hard for me to see them going Mobley. So if Mobley drops, I'd look out for a different pick. I would almost think they went Kuminga at 3, but I don't know. I like Jalen Green to the Cavs. That's actually very good. Sexton's on the move, it looks like. I'm just kind of flexing my NBA knowledge a little bit. Suggs at 4. I
like it.
I was the one that kind of was trying to make the smoke a little bit right after the season ended about him going 1. I still think that he should go above 4, but it's just not looking like it's going to happen. I think he should be number 2, in my honest opinion. But
from a fit perspective, I totally agree.
Mm-hmm.
I think if the Rockets moved off of John Wall or something, they need that guard that can bring a spark. But at 5, see, this is interesting because I like 2 guys for this.
Mm-hmm. I know which 2 guys you're fighting over, and I'll take the one that you don't.
You're gonna take the other one, man. Yeah. I'm gonna go Scotty Barnes. I'm gonna do it. I think he
Scotty Barnes to
fits.
Orlando.
I think he fits what they want.
Okay.
But at the same time, I was thinking about Kuminga as well, and I couldn't decide. But I think Barnes has the higher ceiling. So
I think Barnes does have. I think in a role, Barnes does have the higher ceiling, but I think I'm taking Kuminga at 6 for Oklahoma City.
Yeah.
But I think Kuminga has the chance to be a superstar. I don't think Barnes has the chance to be a number one guy. I just don't see that. I think he's more of a 3-and-D, know his role. Like I think he'd be an all-star, but he's not going to ever be the number one like superstar, like top 5 guy. And I think Kuminga has the potential. I don't think he will. I think he has the potential to be that. And I think going with Oklahoma City, being with Shea, already having Lou Dort kind of being that guy to, be a role player on the team. I like Kuminga in Oklahoma City. I think that would be very good for them.
I wish I could have seen him play, but he didn't go to college. So
yeah.
Little shot at that.
G League.
But
have fun at 6.
Yeah. 7, I love this pick for the Warriors, but they're probably not going to have it.
Yeah.
But I was doing a little research before we started. I like Moses Moody here.
Yeah, good pick.
I like Moses Moody. He's so good.
So good. Dude, he is rising up these draft boards, dude.
Oh, yeah.
I've never seen anything like it. He is just coming up big time right now. And I'm so happy for him. I was hoping he would fall to the Pacers. I don't think he will. But, I love that for him.
He's very
he's a very good player. For the Magic, I mean, I think they're just kind of going BPA again. I mean, the Magic have so many holes that they're not picking off fit. They're just picking off. All right, he's the best player left on our board. Let's get him. So, who I'm gonna go with is a guy who I think could be the best player in this draft. And it's Davion Mitchell. I almost said Davion Mintz. I almost said Davion Mintz. I got Kentucky brain on me. But yeah, Davion Mintz, I think he could be the best player in this draft. He's definitely the best perimeter defender in this draft. The only knock on him is that he's kind of old.
23.
He's 23, but I mean that doesn't matter. He has the athleticism of a one and done. So I just don't see that mattering much. So
he also has the best nickname. Off night. Best nickname by far. Like we are Davion Mitchell fans here.
Big time Davion Mitchell fans. Exactly.
I am surprised though that you did not take who I'm going to take. I'm going to go Book Knight. At 9.
But I don't see them doubling up on forwards like that. Maybe they do. But on wings, do you think they go Barnes and then Book Knight?
Who's that?
Magic.
You were picking for the Magic.
I know, but I'm saying you were surprised that I didn't take.
Oh, yeah. Well, I'm thinking more Book Knight at the 2. 2-3 for me.
Okay.
And then I would say Scotty Barnes is more of a 3-4, maybe plays some point forward. I'm not sure.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm going Book Knight at 9. I think if he falls, he'll definitely go. I did have I almost wanted to pick Wagner. Apparently, there is a rumor going around that a top 10 team has granted a promise to Wagner that he will get picked if he's there. I don't like that at all. I don't think he's that good. At best, a good role player maybe, but he didn't shoot the ball well last year, so it's going to be interesting.
So with my pick,
where he plays.
So with my pick, to spite the New Orleans Pelicans, because I'm not a fan of many players on that team, I'm taking Franz Wagner at 10. And I think that is the team that granted him this promise.
There
because
we go.
they need that 3-and-D presence. They need somebody that can, and that's what he is. He's a
Yeah.
glorified small forward that he defended well in college. Who knows what that will be in the NBA? And he can shoot the peel off the ball. I'll give him that. He can shoot the peel off the ball. I think he will fit what the Pelicans want in this pick and
Yeah.
what they desperately need. There's a guy that I'm assuming you're going to take at 11 here, that is probably BPA, but he does not fit what the Pelicans want at all. So I think they do go fit here and go Wagner. There's another guy who is coming up in the lottery. I don't like spoiling picks, but that probably fits if a certain Lonzo Ball leaves, but I don't know if
Yeah.
he will. So I just didn't take him. And plus, he's somebody I don't have a close eye on because he didn't play college ball. So go ahead.
So at 11 here for the Hornets, I'm going to take Kai Jones. I think
That
they
is
need
not who I thought you
really.
had.
You didn't think you're gonna? Okay. Who do you think I was gonna take? Kispert? Really? Okay. This is interesting. Kai Jones,
out.
I think. Oh,
Yeah.
no, I don't like him. Kai Jones fits their need. They need a big.
Yeah.
Per usual, the Hornets can't draft bigs other than PJ Washington. He's okay.
Cody Zeller.
Cody Zeller's kind of past his prime. He's still giving them good minutes, just not,
Yeah.
I feel like they need a running mate with LaMelo, and I think Kai Jones could be that 4-5. So I think he goes 11th.
Okay. Yeah, I like that pick. Kind of moving on to the Spurs at 12. I'm taking a guy who seems like a Popovich type player, and I feel like Popovich, when he's, he hasn't gotten this, this European type player in a while. I'm going Giddey. I think the Spurs go Josh Giddey because that's just what it's Australia, not Europe. God dang it! But I think Popovich, he's missed out on this wave of guys. He's seen Luka pass. He's seen who's the guy, Denny Avdija, I can't say his name, that got drafted last year, Nikola Jokic. Pop started that movement. He brought in Manu. He brought in all these guys that put from overseas, and who else? Who was the guy that just went to the Wizards?
Bertans,
yes, Davies Bertans, Jacob Pertl. Yeah. I know he played at Utah, but I'm just dropping names of all these Europeans that Pop has had just to show that he likes these guys. So I got him going Giddey. They need somebody that can kind of be, take over the game. And I've seen a lot of people think Giddey could do that. Like they think he's this Luka type prospect. So I don't know for myself. I haven't watched enough tape, but I like that pick, especially for the Spurs.
It's such a lazy take from those guys when they're like, he could be Luka just because he's like a foreigner. I love hearing that.
Not even from Slovenia or anything. He's from Australia. He's just foreign. So maybe he could be Luka,
Yes.
But yeah. So break my heart with this next pick.
This Pacers pick, I don't know if you'll like it or hate it. I'm taking Kispert.
Yeah.
I think it seems like the Pacers are kind of moving in the we need guys to play and play now.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe not the high ceiling, but a high floor pick.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Kispert is he's that guy. Like he could play tomorrow if they needed him or something. He could fill in, be a bench player for him. Good shooter. So
absolutely eliminates the need for Doug McDermott, by the way.
Yeah.
If
who they could lose. So I think that could be a hole they fill. So
I think Warriors at 14. I mean, the Warriors are just kind of embarrassed with riches. Like, I don't know. Like, the Warriors have struggled so much to put together wins, but I mean, the roster's there. Say Klay Thompson gets back, the roster's there, and they keep getting these top picks. They already had that. I think you had him taking Moody at 7. So, I think with this pick, they kind of just go off potential for the future, just kind of looking ahead for when Curry's gone. I mean, this guy, he went to a place that I'm not too fond of. a place that
Uh-oh.
in Tennessee. He's
Oh,
the probably the best athlete in this draft. He has one of the highest verticals of all time at 48 inches. I'm going
yes.
Keon Johnson at 14.
The guy that I don't understand how he has fallen. I remember when he was a top 5
He,
pick at one point. I was
he
like,
was top 5 for a while. Yeah.
yeah. I
Yeah.
was like, what is going on?
I think it's since there's no more picks after this. I think it's either him or Jared Butler, but I don't see them going another scorer, like immediate scorer
I
right
like
away.
Chris Duarte maybe a little bit.
Maybe,
Maybe
yeah.
maybe in that.
There's
I
so
don't think
many.
they're not gonna have either one of these picks in hindsight. So
They'll probably trade with my Pacers, and the Pacers are going to give up everything for 7, and then probably take Franz Wagner at 7.
that
So
would be awesome.
I would. Oh my gosh, I would die. I would die if that happened. I would like if we're streaming the clip of me if they do that would just be it
Yeah.
would go viral. It would be terrible. But that's kind of our pick. So go say your picks real quick.
So I've got Cunningham at 1,
Mhm.
Jalen Green at 3, Scotty Barnes at 5, Moody at 7, Book Knight at 9, Kai Jones at 11, and Kispert at 13.
Okay. I got Mobley at 2, Suggs at 4, Kuminga at 6, Mitchell at 8, Wagner at 10, Giddy at 12, and Keon Johnson at 14. So it'll be interesting. This will be, I don't know how we're going to count points when the trades start dropping because there's going to be a ton of them. So just get ready for that. But we'll find a way to count them.
We'll see how this goes.
Yeah, I'm very interested to see. And I even got to use my sound effect. I asked Connor if I could use it before every pick, and he said no. So
that would have been terrible. You're welcome. For anybody that's listening, you're welcome. He wanted to do the draft sound before every single pick. So you are welcome.
All right. But before we get going, Hot and Cold's got a ton of stuff coming up. Sorry if I sounded a little tired as hell this episode. I just kind of am. I needed A-Shock to pick me up. But Connor helped me get through it. And just wanted to let you guys know Hot and Cold is about to do some big things. We're on the way up to the moon. Yes.
I got something real quick.
All right.
I think everybody's going to want to listen to this too. I saved it for the end because I think it's a debate we need to have really quick.
Uh-oh.
I tweeted something a little bit ago, and it got a little traction from one of our biggest fans, Reese McDaniel. He's very active on our Twitter page. The best pizza, and I kind of got some flack for it because I said it's clearly Domino's, and I think a lot of people disagreed with me. What is your take on that?
Okay, so sadly I wish it was. By the way, Hot and Cold, I mean means nothing, but like we're at 1776 tweets, so God bless America.
There we go.
Total tweets we're at 1776. Sorry. But it's not that cut and dry. Here's the thing. So when you're talking about these national media or national pizza chains, everything is the best at something. Little Caesars is the best for the price, hot and ready,
Yes.
and the price and efficiency. Just get it going. Their pizza is the worst.
That's incorrect. That is so
incorrect. The cardboard crust.
I love Little Caesars.
I hate Little Caesars. That may be a hot take, but I hate Little Caesars.
My God.
So let me go along with this take. And Tom Crean, sorry about you, but hold up. So it's Papa John's. Papa John's they're the best at delivering to my house because it's the only pizza chain that delivers to my house. Their sauce sucks. Hate their pizza.
Terrible. Hate their pizza.
So it comes down to the top two are Pizza Hut and Domino's.
Yes.
Domino's is probably the most consistent. And I'll give you this: when you're just ordering just a straight up pepperoni pizza,
Yeah,
Domino's versus Papa John's, Domino's wins 8 out of 10 times.
totally agree.
Now, once you start getting to the specialties, the stuffed crust, it's hard to beat a Papa John's stuffed crust pizza.
Papa John's or Pizza Hut?
Pizza Hut stuffed crust pizza. It's hard to beat that. It's hard to beat that, especially once you get those little. Have you seen the specialty ones when it's like the crazy stuffed crust on the ends?
Yeah.
It's hard to beat that.
Nothing beats the Domino's.
Try out pizza. What is it?
Pizza
you can't
out
Pizza the Hut. You can't do it. Try doing it with the stuffed crust, not with the stuffed crust.
Domino's has it all, man. They've got the best pizza. They've got the best seasoning. Their sauce is good.
Yes.
They've got good breadsticks, good garlic knots. They've got the Cinna twist. I mean, come on.
The wings are top tier.
This isn't up for debate.
I put Domino's at 1. They're my 1-1.
Yeah.
But I'm saying
they are 1.
But I'm saying the best pizza. If you're taking all the pizzas that all the chains make and put it together, the one I'm picking over all of them is that crazy stuffed crust pizza that Pizza Hut makes.
No, I still would rather have a regular Domino's pizza.
It's like this. Oklahoma State was not the best team in the country, right?
Here we go.
Right?
Sure.
Oklahoma State was not the best team in the country last year. Cade Cunningham was the best player. I'm saying that Pizza Hut's crazy stuffed crust pizza was Cade Cunningham. And Domino's was Baylor.
Yeah, I guess. I get it.
Did he follow me in that analogy?
A little bit. I just I think Domino's is clearly the best in every single category. And I will fight anyone.
Yes.
And then after that, Pizza Hut probably is number 2.
Yeah.
And Little Caesars is number 3 because I think their pizza is just as good as Papa John's. I hate Papa John's pizza. This is a hot take probably because people have Papa John's at 1. And I know some people that do, and they're crazy people. Papa John's pizza is terrible.
I don't like Papa John's pizza.
It's gross.
I don't like it. I think it hurts my stomach. It hurts my stomach. It makes me sick.
The cost,
not good.
$14.50 for a large.
The cost is ridiculous. But if we're going off taste, there's nothing worse than a Little Caesars hot and ready pizza.
No, it is so good, man.
Try heating that up the next day.
I eat it cold. I'll eat it cold.
Okay, try eating it cold. Disgusting. It is so cardboard. You might as well just throw away the pizza and eat the box. It's the same thing.
No, that is absurd.
Thing.
Come on.
Oh, come on. Just put some sauce on the box and then you're eating the exact same pizza.
You're doing Tom Crean. I hope you're listening because this is a discredit to your favorite pizza place.
Tom Crean doesn't listen to this. Are you kidding me?
Well, I hope he doesn't. He gets eviscerated on this podcast like every other episode. But I agree with him that Little Caesars is up there with the best of them. And you cannot beat their $5 hot and ready large pizza. You can get 3 Little Caesars pizzas for Papa John's 1. And I'd argue it tastes better. And it definitely does. This is interesting. I'm getting heated now a little bit. This is one of my passionate topics here.
Here's Tom Crean and his terrible take. Never said I didn't like Domino's or Papa John's or any of the others. I love them too. I'm just a traditional guy that doesn't want to lose the high-level pizza Little Caesars puts out. I don't need the bells and whistles, just the greatness of the pizza.
Yes. That puts them at 3. That puts them at 3. Crazy Bread is unbeatable as well.
All right. What is the high-level pizza that Little Caesars puts out? High level is not the way to describe it. First of all.
No, that's fair. Tom is a little bit far-fetched on that end.
Right. If we won a sponsorship, anybody in Bloomington, I mean, Pizza X is better than all of them. Mother Bears is better than all of them. Will you agree with that? Really? You're taking all right. I mean, off the record, they're not listening. Off the record, you're taking Domino's over both? That is a crazy thing that you just said.
I'm going to
Have you
get.
ever had the
I'm gonna
big
get-
cheese? Have you ever had the big cheese, no pecans pesto sauce from Pizza X? Reese put me on.
not.
Reese McDaniel put me on.
I don't. Look, Pizza X is good, but I still like Domino's better. I do. And
Have
that's
you
a
ever
terrible
had
thing
the
to say.
Hawaiian pizza from
I don't like.
Mother
First off,
Bears?
don't even get me started. Hawaiian
Dude,
pineapple
I'm about
on
to have
pizza.
I'm about to have to end the. I'm about to have to end the podcast. You don't like pizza or pineapple on your pizza at all?
No, it's a fruit. It's a fruit
Oh
on a
my
pizza.
gosh, tomato's a fruit, you imbecile.
It's sauce. There's no. It's
You're
sauce.
an imbecile. There's tomato
Pineapples
on every
only
pizza.
go on dessert pizzas or something, not a regular cheese
Dessert pizza.
Yeah, I don't want a pineapple and ham. Ham is fine, but not pineapple on a pizza. Warm pineapple is disgusting.
I have homework for you.
No, I'm not eating. I'm not. I'm
sorry. Next time we're in Bloomington, there's a place. I'm just giving out free ads. I'm doing NIL right now. There's a place called Quaff. My dad had a heyday with those jokes.
Oh yeah,
with what it sounds like. It's called Quaff. Okay.
Okay.
Go there and get their Hawaiian
Did
pizza.
you really just say that?
Yeah, go there and get your Hawaiian pizza.
I don't know. I don't like pineapple on pizza.
Pulled pork with pineapple, and it's the best thing you've ever had.
That sounds repulsive. That sounds terrible. This is it. Bryson would be all against me. He'd be on your side. Bryson loves pineapple on pizza.
Okay, I was about to say, Bryson. If Bryson disagreed with me, I had some stuff to take down his credibility for taste. But now I will leave his credibility still standing.
He likes it. Which again, I've seen this man put mayonnaise on a peanut butter sandwich. So
yeah, now you're gonna make me throw up.
Pineapple on pizza is not correct.
It absolutely is correct. Put up a poll. Come on. No, I want you to quote.
Right now.
I want you to quote.
Poll.
No, I want you to quote everything that was said on this podcast. From anywhere between what we've said some crazy stuff on this podcast.
Domino's is the best. That
okay,
Little
yes,
Caesars
Domino's
is better
is the
than
best.
Papa John's.
No, Little Caesars is cardboard. Come on. It is disgusting.
This is like the most heated debate we've had in a while. I'm glad I saved it. I'm glad I saved this and brought this up. I almost forgot.
I can't wrap my head around your take on two things. I can even get behind the Caesars, Papa John's. I'm not going to argue with you on that because I don't really like Papa John's. So I'm not going to go to bat for them. But you saying that Domino's is a superior pizza joint to Pizza X and Mother Bears it's just an absurd take. I'm sorry. Like I don't know what else to tell you. It's absurd.
It's out there.
Our NIL chances are done. Are you kidding me?
Local sponsorships are destroyed completely. And I just had Mother Bears, or we thought about it. No, we didn't end up going, but I just had it about a month ago, and it's good. It's good. It hurts my stomach every time I go there. Their breadsticks are top notch, though. I will give them that. Mm-hmm. But it's not as good as Domino. It just isn't. Like it's not.
Do you like thin crust pizza?
Yeah.
Domino's thin crust isn't bad.
The Brooklyn style?
It isn't bad.
Isn't bad. It's amazing.
But I'm taking A-Zip over Domino's too.
Don't even start with it. They're not even. No, we can't get A-Zip into this. This is not what we're doing. We can't just start throwing. You set me up here. You're throwing in other people, other places. We can't do this. Final ranking: Domino's, Pizza Hut, Little Caesars, Papa John's.
Domino's, Pizza Hut, Papa John's, Little Caesars.
All right. We mostly agree.
That's all, folks. So we're not having this discussion. It ends in debate. We'll get some stuff up on Twitter. But like, come on.
I'm asking our guests, every guest we have the rest of the way, I'm asking them what their favorite pizza chain is. The national pizza chains.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
I
Go for
will
it.
go out on a limb and say it that they're going to say Domino's.
No, they should. They're right. Like
Yeah.
Domino's did the whole rebrand, and when they did the rebrand, they got a lot better. They did,
Oh yeah.
and then they, for some reason, they started fixing potholes too. But like,
Very
so
weird.
it
They're
very.
doing a great service to our country, though. So thank you.
I mean, they need to get to Ann Arbor, Michigan stat. But anyways, uh, yeah, it's fine. It's really good pizza, but like the fact, I'm not gonna say it anymore. Just if you're from Bloomington, if you go to IU, if you have been to any of these places, you understand how crazy it is that Connor just said that. I think,
Hey,
like,
if you want to change my mind, I'll give you just email Hot and Cold, and I'll give
you're
you
not
my
even
address.
on that email. So yeah,
And Sam will forward it.
I would
He'll
just be
forward it to
getting
me.
angry. I would get angry emails about your stupid takes, and I would just
No,
get
listen here.
destroyed.
Listen, he can email that. Anyone can email that email address. Sam will forward it to me, and I will respond. And you can buy me a Mother Bears or Pizza X pizza to try and change my mind. And I will take as many free pizzas as it takes until maybe I will change my
You're
opinions.
such a
I probably won't.
conniving asshole. Like that move was so conniving. Oh my
Go ahead,
god.
buy me as much pizza as you want.
Yeah, go
Maybe
ahead.
I'll change.
Just give Connor a ton of pizza, just so
Yeah,
he won't change his mind, but just give him a
I
ton of
might.
pizza.
I don't say that. There's a chance.
Okay, well that's all we got today. Connor, thanks for bringing that up at the end because we needed that spark of energy for hot
Oh
and
yeah,
cold and just carrying us into the next week. Be prepared for the draft show. I can't wait to do it. Thanks for joining me, Connor.
happy to be here.
Yep. Thank you all for listening and have a good one.